Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel, and hi if you're new here, I'm Jade and it is time for the TBR jar. So if you've watched my videos before, you're gonna know I love doing this. It's one of my favorite videos to film. I have changed the angle slightly this time, which you may notice if you've watched any of my others. I kind of feel like you can see my TBR a little bit better. I wish I had more space to navigate and get it in the camera better, but I just don't. I really have the room to move around too much. Plus my TBR cart is kind of breaking. So the wheels are kind of starting to snap. Like I have overfilled this. It was like $18, cheap plastic thing. So I have ordered a new one. So we will get a new one and hopefully then maybe I'll be able to move it around and we might be able to position better. I don't know. But I have really thick carpet in this room, so it's not the easiest to like wheel things around on. But we'll see what the new one's like. So without further ado, let's get on into it because I am hot. It is a hot day and my office is the warmest room. So I usually have all like the fans and stuff running, but I can't when I film or it like affects, you know, it kind of like flickers the screen a bit. So I have to kind of just let myself melt while I film. So yeah, let's get on into it. See what I'm going to end up reading in July. Like I can't believe it's already July. Like, or almost. I mean, obviously I'm filming this just before July. This year has gone fast. Oh, and just a little update on my TBR from last time. I think one of my books is going to be carrying over into July, but I have read a lot of books in June. I've done really well. It's just I had a lot of beefy ones. And yeah, and because I was moving all of my TBR from May into June, plus my book club reads, plus other things that I wanted to read, I just fell behind a little bit. So I've still got one carrying over, but I don't think that's that bad. And I think I can catch up with my TBR. So let's pick our first choice for July. It's exciting. Okay. It's a blue prompt, matches my t-shirt. Has water on the cover. Okay. I think we're going to have some good choices here. Instantly, I think My Friends by Fredrik Backman sticks in my head. Let me check. Yeah, they're literally like swimming in a lake. So this could be a good choice. Let me have a look through, see what else we might have. I do have my thrillers and stuff in the cupboard, so I will check them. I won't neglect them, although I don't think I'm going to lean towards thrillers when I have a choice this time of year, I'm not going to lie. Also, Endless Summer by Hilderbrand does have like water here in the distance. It's not as clear as on My Friends, but it's on there. And I suppose technically Happy Place by Emily Henry does. It sort of has this sort of cartoon water. I don't think it's as clear, but it's on there. Or there is Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune, but it's just got this little bit of water down here. But it's obviously called Somewhere Beyond the Sea too. And this is obviously the second part to The House on the Cerulean Sea, so I would be kind of completing a duology if I picked this one. For those that don't know what House on the Cerulean Sea was about, it's about a sort of home for slightly misfit magical children. And it's a really heartwarming story. So this is just like the second part. Happy Place, I believe, is about a couple that break up, but they haven't told their friends and they go away on this like summer trip with their friends and they're still made to share a room. And I guess it's them navigating their relationship. I mean, I assume they re-fall in love with each other. I mean, it's like a rom-com. It's Emily Henry, you know. And then Endless Summer by Hilderbrand. I still haven't read an Hilderbrand book, and I mean this obviously has summer vibes, but what I have heard is, I just picked this up because I found it cheap somewhere. I heard that this is like short stories based on her other stories, so I don't know if you have to have read those first. If you are an Hilderbrand fan and you know this, please let me know if I need to pick up other books before this one. So I'm just going to say no to this one because I don't know if I need to read other things first. And then obviously there is My Friends that I can pick. I will say I am currently in the middle of Beartown by Fredrik Backman, but they give me more wintry vibes, which is why I think I just haven't reached for book 2 yet. Because this one's picture, it does have those kind of more summery vibes. I believe this is about someone who finds a painting and she's like an artist herself and she thinks there's like more to the story and sort of tries to track down, I think, the people in the painting. I think that's how it works. I don't know a lot about it. I just love his books. So when this came out, I had to get it. So yeah, this is a good option. And you know what? I'm just going to go with the Fredrik Backman book because I really, really like the idea of this one, and it has got the most water on the front cover. So I feel like for water on the cover, this is a good and fair choice. So yeah, we're going with this one. Okay, so let's move on to prompt number 2 and see what we get this time. A pink one. A paperback. Well, this is going to give me a lot of choice, which is kind of exciting. and also overwhelming, but we can do this. Just a paperback. I can pick anything that's a paperback. So let me go through and look. I will definitely do this off camera because this is going to take me a while. I will come up with my top few choices and explain why, and then we'll pick between them. Okay, so you know what? I only picked 2 for us to pick between, and I really don't know which one to pick, but I'm going to explain why I've picked these. So the first one is Bridgerton, the Duke and I have wanted to try the Bridgerton books for a while, and my cousin kindly gifted me this one before I left the UK, and I still haven't read it. I love, love, love the Netflix series, but I have heard very mixed things on the book. But I don't know, there's something about the cover that's just really summery with all the sort of like florals and stuff. So I feel like I keep putting it off because every time I think about it, it's like the winter or when the series has come out or whatever. So I feel like this is a good time of year to pick this up. For those that don't know anything about Bridgerton, it's like Regency era, historical fiction, romance style. This is Daphne's story, so it's all about courtship and her getting married. But I also have a book of a similar sort of vibe called Educating Caroline by Meg Cabot. Meg Cabot was like one of my favorite writers growing up. I loved all her books, like the Princess Diaries series, Avalon High, things like that. So this is one of her sort of adult novels, which is a sort of similar vibe. This is a Regency style one, and I loved her YA Regency style ones when I was younger. This is about a woman who discovers her husband to be is having an affair, and her trying to then make him really fall for her, I think, to stop it happening. So it's kind of like Taming the Player, I guess, you know, but all in the Regency era. So obviously women were oppressed. She kind of has to do this for her own reputation. Like she can't just sadly probably get out the marriage or anything, because you know in real life, like if someone was doing this, I'd be like, why are you wasting your time on him? But I get it's a very different time, you know, which kind of makes this work as a plot. I think I'd hate it if it was like modern, but I think it works well here. But yeah, which one do I pick? I don't know. Like they have very similar vibes. I mean, this one's been on my TBR longer, so maybe I should just commit to this one and get it off of my TBR and see what I think. And if any of you have been curious on the Bridgerton series books and love the show like I do, I can let you know, if it's any good. So yeah, let's go with Bridgerton for paperback. I do have some very, very exciting paperbacks, but I do have quite a few sort of summer romances I've already committed myself to with my sort of picks for the summer anyway from that video. And I've already committed to sort of quite a few fantasies this month as well. So while I have tons of great fantasy paperbacks over there, I don't know, I'm a bit overwhelmed with where to start with that, especially when I've already got some committed. And I thought, you know what, I haven't got any like Regency era style books. I haven't read any for a while, so this is something a little different. And now time for the third and final pick. For those that are new here, I only do 3 because I already commit to quite a few other books through book clubs, etc. So it usually gives me time to pick 2 or 3 other books that I just want to mood read for the month, which I really want to do. So I tend to only pick 3 from my TBR jar, but I enjoy it nonetheless. So let's see what number 3 is going to be. Oh God, I feel like I always tip loads out the jar. It's a green one. Has been on your TBR for over a year. Well, okay, we're gonna have a lot of choices again here. So yeah, actually loads of choices, embarrassingly so. But let me go through and have a little pick. Again, I'm gonna do this one off camera because you're gonna be here forever while I go through this. Okay, there actually wasn't as many to pick from as I thought. There was a lot that I think are about a year, but are they over a year? I don't know. So I kind of just left them out. So while there was quite a lot to choose from, it definitely wasn't as overwhelming as I thought it would be. And I just decided to pick a book that I know has been on there a very, very long time. I don't know if the longest, but it's definitely nearing that. It could be the longest. And also because my friend keeps saying she wants me to watch the movie, and I've been putting off the movie because I want to read the book first and I've never got around to the book. And that is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I know this is supposed to be sad, so there's a part of me that's like, why am I picking this for the summer? But I have quite a few happy summer reads. This is still like romantic, so I feel like it kind of vibes with me more in summer than like winter. I just thought it was fair to finally read it and get it off my TBR because, as I said, definitely one of the longest that's been over there. I don't know a lot about this. I believe a woman loses her job and a guy's in a motorcycle accident, and it's some kind of romance between them, I think. I honestly kind of want to go in quite blind to this because I just know people love the movie, etc., and the book. And so I just want to kind of go into this, see what I think. So if you've read this, let me know what you think of it. If you think I'm going to like it, if something can bring out emotion in me, I usually enjoy it. So yeah, I'm just going to go with this one. Just because, like I said, I think it's fair that I get off my TBR and I could go through and try and decide and make more choices. Like I did almost come back to the camera with 2 and was going to talk it out, but I was like, no, I'm just going to take the one that's been on there a lot longer, because the other one I think is only just over a year. And I was like, I feel like this should have its turn. So let's quickly recap what we have now got selected for July. We have My Friends by Fredrik Backman for water on the cover. We have Bridgerton, The Duke and I for paperback. And we have Me Before You by Jojo Moyes for been on the TBR for over a year. So I think that's fair. And then next month, I haven't got one of my book clubs reads yet, but I do have one of them, so I can show you what I'm going to read. And that is A House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. I'll be honest, I don't really know what genre this is. I feel like it kind of, at least reading the blurb, kind of feels like a sort of fancy thriller. But it is about a girl that lives with her sisters, and there was once 12 of them, but I think there's only 4 left. Is that right? Let me see. Oh no, there's not 4 of them left. 4 of them have died, so there's now 8, I guess, of them left. And she starts to think that, you know, these weren't accidents. So I think she starts looking into the deaths of her sisters, and, you know, she has to kind of race against time before another one of them dies. So I think this one sounds really interesting. So I'm looking forward to reading this too. And then, yeah, we will see what other ones I am committed to. I still don't know for one of my book clubs and things, but yeah, I think July is going to be a good month. I'm also going to do part 2 to my Labyrinth reads, so you can see what I pick up. If you like Labyrinth, stick around, watch that video, because yeah, I am trying my best to find a good sort of Labyrinth inspired by or retelling. And last time I looked, it was disappointing. So I've got higher hopes for this one. I got a lot of recommendations from people on my TikTok, which I'm so grateful for. So I've picked a few of them, and I will work through them in July. So you will get a little bit more of what I think. But one of the books was kind of harder to get hold of for some reason, and it's taking a long time to ship. So hopefully that arrives, but we will see. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.